This is James with Minor Illusion, and today I will be reviewing for you Beyond the Wall and Other Adventures by Flatland Games. This game is unique in my experience. This is based on first edition D&D, but with modern rules thrown in and a very easy to read, easy to understand system. The game is marketed as the kind of game that you can create characters and get into play in one session rather than having to have a separate character generation session before you start play. The game manages this by its unique use of playbooks and scenario packs, which I will get into nearer to the end. This game brings to mind books like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, brings to mind, at least to me, Treasure Island, the books where you went on an adventure and you found interesting things, or like Lord of the Rings, where magic was rare, but when it was found it was powerful. This game uses as its acknowledgement a lot of old-fashioned teen adventure novels, and not the modern sort either. No glowing vampires need apply. This game is beautiful, apart from anything else. And just like to make a quick mention that I purchased this game through the Drive-Thru RPG, and this is a print-on-demand book, and it turned out beautifully, and I will probably be doing a separate review of Drive-Thru RPG's print-on-demand books in the future. The game uses very simple mechanics, which are summed up in a very few pages. It uses a unique magic system, which gives the magic a feeling of uniqueness and rarity. It also means that your characters are not going to be immensely overpowered and not going to feel like gods after a few levels. Speaking of which, there's only 10 levels in the entire game, though it does give you a few options for going a little bit further in leveling. The reason behind this is that the source material, the Lord of the Rings and Ursula Le Guin and those books like that, the characters are not immensely overpowered, and when they do something immensely magical, it really matters. So when you cast Fireball in this game, you are incinerating everyone in front of you, not just roll a couple of d6. The character creation is very simple if you want to go through the old-fashioned character creation and just roll up your character. But the character playbooks allow you to create a character that not only has all their stats and all their abilities, but also has direct connection to all the other players and a village in which they grew up. The game is very well laid out in a two-column style, with art throughout, and little sidebars here that give you information relevant to the text at hand. A little bit. Beautiful art throughout. How to play, summed up again, very few pages. The magic system, in which there are cantrips, which are very low power spells. Then you have spells, and then you have rituals, which are higher level spells from old D&D, but that take much longer to cast and are much more powerful as a result. The game features an expansive bestiary, and not only that, there are, in the scenario packs, you get unique monsters, and online at flatlandgames.com they also have an expanded bestiary which you can download the free PDF of. It also gives you rules for making certain common fantasy creatures, such as goblins, dragons, and demons, much more unique and interesting. Now let's move on to the character playbooks. So, say I wanted to play a self-taught mage, and the three classes in the game are mage, warrior, and rogue. Within those three classes there is infinite possibility for variation. Let's say this is a self-taught mage. I would find my base stats, which are 12 in intelligence and 8 in every other category. Then I would roll a d12, find out what my parents did in the village, and what my stats are based on that. So if my family were farmers, I would gain constitution, wisdom, and charisma, and the skill farming. Then I would roll how did I distinguish myself as a child, then various other things about my character. And as a mage, I would find out my spells through this, I would find out my skills through this, and I would also roll to find out how I am connected to one of the other characters. So I would roll on this table here, and I would find out that if I rolled a 3, that a spirit was drawn towards me, and I fought it off. And on 3 it says, although you drove it off, it still waits for you from beyond the walls of sight. The friend to your right helped you slip its grasp and gains +1 in dexterity. You would gain +2 in dexterity, and the spell Magic Missile. This not only creates a small story that you can role play out with the player on your right, it connects you to that player, it connects you to the story of the village, and by the end of character creation, not only do you have a full character, but you also have a backstory all laid out, and all of this in a matter of minutes. While you're doing this, and there are various different types of playbooks, and many more available online on DriveThruRPG, all free, and scenario packs there as well. Now let's move on to what is a scenario pack. A scenario pack is an adventure, but not a pre-written adventure in the traditional sense. While the characters are making their, while the players are making their characters, the GM is listening to what they're saying, rolling on these tables, finding out the name of the village, random people that live in the village, finding out who they are, how they're connected to the characters, giving names to the characters' parents and things like that, and rolling on the list and finding out, so let's say my mage character's father was Finn the farmer. I would put Finn the farmer down on this list, and in this scenario the angered fae, so some fairy creature has been angered by someone in the village. I would roll on the list, and if I got Finn the farmer, then it's actually Finn the farmer that is the bad guy, or at least who has caused the problem. So I'd roll here and find out more about it, and by rolling on this list and by adding things from the characters, you create an adventure very quickly that is intimately connected with who they are and what they want and their goals. And by the end of it, you've got an adventure and characters all ready to go, and with very little or no prep. Included in the scenario pack are the suggested monsters for the session, which you may use or may completely change. The game comes with 2 scenario packs and various different playbooks. Different scenario packs can be purchased online. And there is a new book coming out sometime in the near future, which will have more scenario packs. There is also the book Further Afield, which I will be doing a review of very soon, which expands upon the rules in this book and gives you more possibilities. That is Beyond the Wall and Other Adventures by Flatland Games. Highly recommended. This is James leaving Minor Illusion, and there will be more reviews incoming soon.